Welcome to the Cunningham Piano Show Podcast, where we explore the world of pianos and explore the world of pianos. We've got some very special pianos to explore today. I'm your host, Hugh, and I'm joined by Cunningham Piano's co-owner, Tim Oliver. Tim, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Very excited for this. It's a brand new venture.
Absolutely. It's a brand new concept that we've introduced to all of our stores. Now, of course, we've been around since 1891 and we're one of the leading representatives of Yamaha pianos and Busendorfer and rebuilt pianos as well. We have a full line of Clavinovas, but now we're introducing something kind of interesting, as you can see behind me. Let's take a little overview of what we're calling our micro store, full of accessories and, as you can see, these freestanding keyboards. I guess one way to call them are portable pianos, or what we sometimes call in the industry slab keyboards.
Yeah, they're a very important part of our product offering now. We're realizing there's a lot of people that need to have something that's either on the affordable side, the portable side,
right. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of different variations of how these are available. So we thought it was important to kind of give an overview.
Sure. And as you can see, just giving you a quick look, and we're going to be focusing on what we have the majority of, which are the Casio line of portable pianos.
Yeah, Casio Privia, very, very popular.
Right.
You see them everywhere.
Absolutely. That and the CDP line. And there's a lot of pianos, of course, to choose from. And what we wanted to do is kind of give the 20,000-foot view in terms of all these pianos. You can see there's a gorgeous, look at that. That's a gorgeous top-of-the-line Privia version with its own, we call that harmonious mustard, that particular color. Very striking. And it even has its own stand there. It's a really, really fun. And what we wanted to do is help those folks who are brand new to the world of pianos, help them decide what's best for them. This is a great option, as you mentioned, for people who need a portable piano, but this is also a great option for people looking for their very first piano. You can see we have our full line of accessories there. We have benches and keyboard stands, headphones, even metronomes and such. And I'm very excited about this new venture. So.
Well, I would start off by saying, we hesitated to get into this segment of the market as a traditional piano store.
Mm-hmm.
We certainly encourage everybody to have something that is of a certain quality.
Sure.
And there's a minimum standard of what we would expect,
right,
that somebody would have in order to take piano lessons.
That's a really good qualifier.
And at a minimum, it should be 88 notes,
mm-hmm,
right? They should be standard size keys. There is a relationship that people have physically with where the piano is in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So we've always been a little hesitant on encouraging people to have something that you could put on a tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
Now these, you can do that,
yep, mm-hmm,
but you also have the option for the appropriate stand to give you that physical relationship.
Right.
So shall we start with the first one?
Sure, yeah. I just wanted to kind of piggyback a little bit on that too. The world is full of digital pianos, very cheap ones. Keyboards, right.
Yeah.
And these you can find them anywhere. And as you said, we carry the ones that have 88 keys. These are the same number of keys that you'll find on all of the acoustic grand pianos, upright pianos. If you are learning to play the piano, we really feel like it's important to have as many tools as possible, so that if you ever transition from a portable piano into an upright piano or a grand piano, you're not shocked into suddenly realizing there are more keys that you can play with.
There needs to be a smooth transition through them.
That's why these are great for beginners that want to just get started, don't want to spend too much money, just to see if they want to stay with it, as well as for professionals who are already playing on acoustic pianos and just need something portable to take either for classrooms or gigs or teaching or whatnot. So yeah, and I think a nice way to think about our line of pianos, we're going to focus on the Casio, because we found Casio really dominates this particular space of the portable keyboard market. They make the best, in our opinion, as we've done a lot of research, the best portable pianos that have what we're looking for. 88 keys, weighted, and giving you the right tactile response so that you can make the best music possible.
And speaking to the portability of them, the Casio Privia, the CDP-S line, they have the slimmest body,
mm-hmm,
and they are 25 pounds.
Yep. Yeah.
That is remarkable.
It is, and I have a little story to share. Many years ago, I was invited to do a concert tour in South Africa.
I remember this.
Yeah, and I had no idea what the piano situation was going to be like, whether there would be pianos, and I wanted to just have a piano to carry with me just in case we needed it. And back then, I chose a Privia. So that was my first digital piano. It was small enough that I could put it in an airline bag, transport it, and carry it with me. That thing saved the tour because there were indeed places where we didn't have any other pianos. That was the only instrument that we had to perform on, me and a wonderful boys choir. And I just loved this. It was the smallest one that had my minimum requirement of weighted keys and touch sensitive velocity, which means I can get different volume on each key depending on how softly or how hard I play each key.
Right.
So, with that being said, we've come up with a basic list of good, better, and best options if we're just looking at the action and the sound of just playing these as pianos. So, shall we get started?
Yes.
All right. So, the first one we're going to be taking a look at is the Casio CDP-S160. So this is a basic piano. It is our most affordable piano here, and it comes with 10 sounds and what Casio calls its scaled hammer action keyboard.
Now the 10 sounds, nice to have.
Yeah.
But when you turn it on, it's a piano.
Exactly.
And it's a nice concert grand piano sound. It's got a lot of sonority to it, very pleasing. The action does have repetition to it. There's a tactile sensation to the key tops. Sort of gives you that simulation of what ivory would feel like.
Sure.
Just a great standard, normal, good start.
Yes, absolutely. And you can see very portable, really small size. Okay. The next piano we're taking a look at is kind of a step up, something a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah? And this is the PX. Now, this is the Privia line, the PX-S1100. This is one of the world's most popular portable digital pianos, and for good reason.
What makes this really interesting is, despite its compactness, so pianos themselves have 5,000 moving parts. And when we're playing it, we're thinking about the fact that we're pushing a key down, but what we're actually doing is controlling a mechanism inside the piano to fire a hammer at strings.
Yeah.
And this series here, the PX-S1100, has a very miniaturized, compact action.
So this is a detailed picture of the action inside one of these Privia keyboards. This is what they call the smart scaled hammer action. It's amazing for both its compactness and yet also the way it still gives you the sense of moving a hammer with gravity.
Absolutely, yeah. And that is, of course, the essence of playing the piano. You are controlling the action. So now you've got the great sound, you've got the great touch, and you're really dealing with a lever system.
Yeah, here's another picture of just how all of those things are fit into these grooves, ensuring that you've got uniform movement. The action, the feel of a keyboard, this is such an important part of the piano playing experience, both for learning and, of course, for performing. And unlike a lot of the toy keyboards you see out there that just have a spring, there's no responsiveness. There's no gradation of touch and sensitivity to be able to create the softest sounds to the most powerful one and get that differentiation in the action that should respond just like a traditional acoustic piano.
And speaking to that, this is also the PX-S1100 has individually weighted keys.
That's really interesting.
So on a traditional piano, because the strings themselves have different tensions as you move along, the hammers are different sizes in order to activate that string, which creates a different weight on each key. So keys in the bass end, the left hand, are heavier and get progressively lighter as you go up. So often in many reproductions of acoustic pianos in a digital form, we have a situation where it's a bit expensive to do what I just said.
Yeah.
So to compensate, they create zones of weights. So you essentially have 4 zones of weights, meaning it's heaviest here, and then in the tenor range it's a little lighter, alto range a little lighter, soprano range the lightest, right? But in the PX-S1100, each key is the weight of a traditional acoustic piano.
That's quite remarkable.
Yeah.
Again, if you're just starting and you're looking for your first piano, this is a great place to start to get the feel of what an actual acoustic grand piano would feel like.
Right.
All right, let's move on to something. Let's say somebody, wants to make the plunge and really wants the best possible action to learn with.
That's the PX-S5000.
Yes.
So now it's got the combination of all that action that we talked about, but we also have a simulation of the hammer itself, which is important because as you are repeating notes, the hammer will respond in different ways depending on how far you've released.
You take a look. It also has wooden core keys.
Excellent, yeah.
Yeah, see that? Wood inside the keys, yeah.
And then the back action, right? So we have the simulation of the damper tray, the weighting of that, how that responds. You really need to spend some time with this piano to really appreciate what it does.
Yeah.
And if you are learning to play and this is within your budget, it's the best choice.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Here's a detailed look of the action, the hybrid action, which really mimics more closely the acoustic hammer gravity feel, the back action and such. And in fact, this piano has even more advanced key let-off sounds. So there's different ways when you release a key. It's not just on and off. It's also how slowly or how quickly you release. It'll change the timbre of that release. And this piano actually has the means to replicate that.
Yeah,
so,
also to piggyback onto that, they have something that they refer to as a morphing sound. So pianos acoustically will react to itself as it sustains. And it's not just one note that carries to its ending. Everything is working somehow in tandem to create something more ethereal or whatever. And that's built into this. Very sophisticated piano reproduction.
So again, you're not just getting the touch, the realistic touch, but also the realistic sound. And, playing the piano is this intricate relationship between touch and tone, coming back and forth, Yeah,
one more on that is the fact that it's not compressed audio coming out of the speakers, right? So many of the products like this, we're all familiar with MP3s, and how it's not actually the same quality that was originally done in whatever studio produced it. MP3s compress the audio, so it's a minimized version of what was originally done. And in this, they have a technology that allows them to just not compress it,
right?
Which gives us that opportunity to really hear it.
Yeah, all the nuances of the sound too. So quite remarkable craftsmanship, if I may say so. So now let's kind of move on. All right, so we talked about some basic pianos in terms of just action and sound. If you're just getting started, these are three great places to start.
And yes, there's a review.
Yeah.
Good, CDP-S160. Better, PX-S1100. Best, PX-S5000.
Let's talk a little bit about, let's say somebody is a gigging musician, all right? Somebody wants to play shows or needs to play lots of concerts, or even a teacher that wants to experiment, or a songwriter that wants to record with a library of sounds, okay? What about those options?
Right, and that's where we come in with the CDP-S360.
Let's take a look at this one,
So this is very much like the 160 in its form and shape and action and what have you, but now we have 700 onboard sounds.
Right, and also 200 rhythms, so you can even have a band playing with you at the same time. Very, very cool. We're going to have future episodes where we're going to take a deep dive into some of these advanced features, particularly of pianos like the Casio CDP-S360.
And while we're about to show, we have the LED screen coming up. We have seen in our short time with these products, some people really didn't need the 700 sounds, didn't need the rhythms, but they love the interface.
Right.
That you can see everything right there on the screen.
Well, another thing that's really cool is that you can actually save your settings as registration banks. Okay, so why would that be helpful? Well, let's say I'm playing a gig. All right, I've got a show of 12 different songs, all different styles, all different setups. Right. So instead of me scrolling through 700 sounds trying to find my sound, I can pre-select them, save them in a bank. When it's time to play that song, push a button. That song, that backing track, if you want the backing track or the rhythm to come with you, the tempo, all of that gets saved and instantly recalled. So I'm not wasting time fiddling around finding it at the show. I can just instantly press a button. I'm ready for the next song. Great feature built into this.
Additionally, let's say you want to sing along, or you have a singer with you and you want to transpose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, they all transpose.
Mm-hmm.
All of these products we're talking about do. But because you have that interface right there with the screen, it's just easier to know where you are.
Right.
So you see it.
Right. And you can transpose on the fly, or again, you can save that as a registration memory. I'm a big fan of registration memories, especially for big shows, okay? So we've got that, and this has the same action as that first piano we talked about,
Right.
the CDP-S160,
Right.
the
Good
scaled.
tactile experience, 88 notes, repetition,
Right.
the basics, all there.
But if we want a better action, and the better action is going to result in a better performance, then this is going to be our next piano over here. This is the Privia PX-S3100.
Right. A lot of the same features as the 360.
But look
right?
at it, more buttons and more categories
Right,
of
a lot
sounds and instruments. Right?
easier to move
LCD
through.
screen, look at that. That's right there.
And now we have the upgrades with the action assembly, the tonal presence of it. It's a more sophisticated player's piano.
Right, and for this particular piano, again, this also has 700 sounds, also has 200 rhythms. Songwriting tools are built into this thing, and again, individually weighted keys. So if you're a more professional player that needs more nuance, in addition to those additional sounds, this is the instrument for you. So that's really cool. All right, and then we're going to kind of get into one more piano that's kind of a category all on its own. This is what we have over here, the PX-S7000. Look at that color.
Yeah.
Wow, very striking. They call this harmonious mustard.
This is an extremely popular
Yes.
product right here.
And look at that. It's beautiful wooden stand.
Like nothing else that anybody else has.
Right, and again, the wood tones are gorgeous, but this is a powerhouse piano. Now, this comes with 400 sounds, but what's also interesting is that the speaker system, it has a 4-channel, 4-speaker spatial sound system. So right off the bat, this sounds amazing. You have ability to control the sounds, you have a pitch bend wheel. Now, this doesn't have those accompanying rhythms, but this is more of a piano that you're going to want, again, core, look at that. It has this smart hybrid action with the wooden core keys. And what's unique about this particular piano is the fact that it also has mic inputs. So this is a true performance piano. You can actually record your vocals in it or play with it and have these mic effects that you can have generated through the speakers itself. I'm really looking forward to diving deeper into that particular piano. So.
Now the harmonious mustard does remind me that many of these models come in different finishes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you can get them in white, you can get them in red. The HM is only available in the 7000.
Right, and again, it's one of those things where it's a striking look, but it actually blends beautifully if you have neutral or pastel tones or wood tones in your home or studio. This is a really attractive piano.
Well, something that we've seen on our floor from our customers' feedback is grandma's pianos are done. So the old furniture-style cabinets of French provincial legs or, traditional Italian provincial Queen Anne. There's this whole list that used to be very, very important to know.
Right.
But people want sleek, modern, interesting for a contemporary home, and that's where the 7000 is ideal.
Now, it's interesting that particular model can also be a portable piano. The stand, it comes with a stand, but you can take it off its stand, and even it runs on AA batteries.
Oh, you bring up something very interesting too, a commonality for all the different models. Many of them come with what we refer to as a momentary switch for a sustain pedal, basically meaning it's on or off. Okay, but there are upgrades available for not much money at all. So if you wanted to get a standard sustain pedal with more levels to it, that's available for half pedaling. If you want to have the 3 pedals like you see on a traditional piano, that's available. If you want to buy a stand, all of these are, that's the great thing about Casio. Super affordable.
Yes.
So I'm talking about upgrades for a little bit more money, but when you price them out, you'll believe me, it's incredible. So you can get that real traditional feel with the 3-pedal experience in all of these. So you can tailor it to how you want it to be.
Another really, really cool thing in the modern digital piano age is the fact that many of the mid and upper level Casios all have Bluetooth, wireless Bluetooth.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
They come with the wireless Bluetooth dongle, and that means you can use these pianos as a wireless controller for your digital audio workstation, for writing music, for just using GarageBand or other software to compose songs, or any kind of MIDI function you want to do. You don't have to have those cables or figure out which cable fits where. It's all wirelessly done through these Bluetooth adapters.
And I believe that comes standard on the PX-S models, right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So again, amazing functionality, so many features packed into these little pianos, the smallest keyboards that we've seen, the lightest keyboards, great price points, and a lot of interesting bundling options as well.
Yeah, and we've seen this kind of thing many times where somebody starts with this.
Yes.
And then they get hooked. And then they come back and they get another piano, and so this will always be your friend. You'll put it in the closet. You'll bring it out. You'll take it on vacation. And then you'll end up with hopefully a Bosner for grand piano.
There you go.
But it's our starting point.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Yeah. So again, I'll invite you to all of our locations: Cunningham Piano in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Delmar, Delaware, and King of Prussia. We now have these micro stores where you can explore the world of the Casio portable pianos and try them out yourself, see how they feel and sound under your fingers. And we look forward to seeing you at one of our stores soon. So for Tim Oliver and myself, Hugh Sung, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all with some more detailed episodes. We're going to kind of highlight each individual piano one at a time to go through their functions and kind of give a tutorial in terms of what you can do with these pianos in future episodes. We'll see you all next time.